the thing that gets me about imposter syndrome is how common it is. I hadn't heard the words imposter syndrome till I was 53 and set up my own business. But I was familiar with it, despite having what I would describe as a fairly successful career in newspapers. There were times when you just thought, someone's going to come and tap me on the shoulder and say, all right, son, you've done well to get this far, but we know it's not really you.
Hello and welcome back, everyone. Today I'm with Martin Booth, and he's going to be talking about imposter syndrome, what it is, and more importantly, how to overcome it. Welcome, Martin. So before we get into it, could you give the audience just a brief overview of your background and where you're coming from?
Absolutely. Thank you, Francis. It's a pleasure to be here. My name's Martin Booth. My business is LeBoo Media. It's been running since 2014. I relaunched in 2017, and since then I've been providing copywriting and general communication services to a really quite enormous range of clients.
Right.
We're down by the river here in Kingston. This is local to me.
Absolutely.
We lived for many years in Kingston. We're now in New Malden.
What is imposter syndrome?
Imposter syndrome, I describe it as a form of insecurity. And to put it in a nutshell, it's the sense that wherever you are in your career, whether you're part of a big corporate machine or running your own business, you somehow don't deserve it. You're somehow blagging it. You're not worthy of the status and the success that you're enjoying. It's a nagging little voice at the back of your head that says, basically, you're not good enough. And the thing about imposter syndrome is it's remarkably common.
Right.
There are so many people who will say, when you describe those sort of symptoms, well, yeah, that's how I feel about myself.
Yeah.
I spoke to a business coach recently, and she reckoned that between 75 and 90% of people suffer from imposter syndrome some extent or other.
Wow.
And she said the rest are narcissists. Because if you're completely lacking in any sort of self-doubt or self-questioning, then that can lead to narcissism, arrogance. So obviously there's a scale, there's a sliding scale. In some ways, I'd argue that a little bit of self-doubt, a bit of self-questioning is a healthy thing to have.
Yeah.
When you're running your own business, you should always be questioning
Yes.
how things are going, never feeling complacent, never sitting back and being arrogant about what you're doing or whatever success you're enjoying. But yeah, the thing that gets me about imposter syndrome is how common it is. I hadn't heard the words imposter syndrome till I was 53 and set up my own business. But I was familiar with it, despite having what I would describe as a fairly successful career in newspapers.
Yeah.
There were times when you just thought, someone's going to come and tap me on the shoulder and say, all right, son, you've done well to get this far, but we know it's not really you. So it is, like I say, the thing that gets me is it's remarkably common.
Yeah.
Taken to an extreme, if you really do start thinking, I don't deserve this, I shouldn't be here, I shouldn't be doing it, then yeah, it can be a real hindrance on you driving towards your deserved business success.
But is it really a problem, though?
I think if it's carried to an extreme, yes, definitely. I mean, I've heard the CEOs of major organisations. I remember a guy a couple of years ago at an event I was covering.
Yeah.
And he'd only taken over as CEO the week before. Incredibly impressive man. Presented himself beautifully, summed up what his organisation was doing. And then he said, apropos of nothing, in a Q&A in front of a couple of hundred people, I'm really not sure. I'm not sure I'm the right person for this job. Like I say, I think a little bit of self-questioning can be healthy, but it's a question of balance. And if it actually stops you, let's say an opportunity comes along that's you, that's perfect for you, that's the thing you should be doing, and you think, I can't do that. That's imposter syndrome talking. That's saying that well, it's the clues in the name. You're an imposter. You're not the real thing.
The self-doubt.
And take it to any extreme, or any emotion taken to an extreme can be a negative, for sure.
Okay. So how do people deal with this?
Lots of ways. I was thinking about this. There's lots of little tricks that you can use to quieten that voice at the back of your head. Because one thing I would say about imposter syndrome is it's a light sleeper. It doesn't take much It could be something someone says to you in a meeting, something a client says to you, and
I
all
see.
those old doubts start coming back. So, things you can do, practical things you can do. Number one, get out and spend time with people. People that you know, like and trust. We're in Kingston. I'm proud to be a board director, currently the president of the Kingston Chamber of Commerce. And one of the things I always say about the Chamber is it's a community. It's somewhere where you can meet and swap stories with fellow business owners. And if you're spending time with people that you know, like and trust, that's just going to give you that little bit of a boost that says, people don't think bad things of me.
Yeah.
Well, whatever self-doubt I've got, whatever voices I've got in my head, there are people out there who get what I do, who value what I do.
Yeah.
And associated with that, one of the best tips I would give is go back through your testimonials, the nice things people have said about you,
Yeah.
when they didn't have to. You look on your LinkedIn profile, if you've got testimonials there, if you've got a company website, the great stories that people have said in your case studies. I've had 2 people this year, we're only in February, I've had 2 people email me after I'd done a bit of work for them, and the first word of the email was, wow.
Yeah.
Go back to something like that and think, well, there it is in writing. That's something someone said about me that's positive, that reaffirms I'm doing the right thing, I'm good at what I do.
Yeah.
And that just helps to shout down the voices at the back of your head that are saying, no, you're not.
Yeah. So just recall the successes that you've
Yeah.
had. Yeah.
And some things it's just sort of general physical and mental health. Go and, take a break from the business. Have a day off. Go and do something you really enjoy doing. Get some exercise. Go swimming. Go for a nice walk. Just something that gets you out of that space, that breaks that pattern,
Yeah.
and gives you the chance to remind yourself of what you've done. Because so often you don't get the chance to sort of look back and assess how you've done in your career, in your life. Every so often, put a stick in the ground, take half an hour, take half a day, and say, actually, I've not done bad.
Yeah.
And again, that's a reassuring voice that counters the less reassuring voices.
Mm. Okay. So, is there anything else you'd like to mention?
I think that, I hope, if there's one person who watches this and says, blimey, that's me, and I never knew other people had it, then
Yeah.
it's a useful experience. It is remarkable how many people, no matter how confident, how outgoing, how successful they are, still have that little voice at the back of their head that pops out at 3 o'clock in the morning when you're staring at the ceiling wondering where the next sale's coming from. That voice that says, it's you.
Yeah.
And like I say, it's really common. It's common among people at all levels of business. Like I say, I've seen CEOs who've admitted to having it. I don't think it's bad to have a little bit of self-questioning, self-doubt. It keeps you on your mettle. It keeps you doing the right things.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, if it gets to an extreme, if it leads you to not take up opportunities and to miss out on things that could be really good for your life, for your business, for your career, because you think, I can't do that. Most people are blagging it. It's one of the things you learn when you grow up if you're a parent. And you think, your mum and dad, they just knew everything. And then you realise, actually, no, they were blagging it as well. You make it up as you go along.
Yeah.
And there's an element of that in your professional life as well. And there's great phrases, act as if you have faith, and faith will be given to you. Fake it till you make it. But have that little bit of courage to shout down that voice and say, no, I deserve this, I'm good enough, I'll be okay.
Yeah. I think falling back on your past successes is a good one, because there's tangible proof there, isn't it?
Exactly.
And it's not just wishful thinking or,
Because we can all look ourselves in the eye in the mirror and say, hey, come on, you're not bad, you've got this. But if you've got someone who's put it there in black and white, like I say, on your LinkedIn profile, on your website, wherever it is, on an email, and you can go back to that and think, well, I'll listen to them. I value their opinion, and their opinion of me is good. Okay, we'll go with that, rather than the voice of self-doubt.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you very much for agreeing to do your wonderful talk today. If people want to get in touch with you, what's the best way?
The easiest thing is to find me on LinkedIn. I'm
Okay.
pretty much a LinkedIn native these days. But yeah, you can find me online quite easily if you look up LeBoo Media and
Okay.
find me through there.
Splendid. Okay. And I will be posting Martin's contact details below this video along with his biography. So if you found this video interesting, then please like, share and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.